Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tough Crowd podcast. I'm Maisie.
I'm Emma.
And I'm Jenny.
And this is our What in the World episode.
So much to go through.
So little time.
So how are you guys? How are you guys feeling about the end of an era with the Forever 21 bankruptcy? Are you sad?
I couldn't care less. They already went through bankruptcy once.
And emerged, but now they're done.
Are you scrolling on Instagram right now?
I'm looking at my notes.
Oh.
And who cares if I want to scroll on Instagram?
I saw something because I used to love Forever 21. I saw something that was like Forever 21, where it was the type of place where you would either buy something and it would disintegrate in one wash, or you would have it for 10 years.
That's true.
Because I don't think I have anything from Forever 21 anymore, but for a while there were some things that were holding. Actually.
No, you have that dress. There's a dress in the closet here.
Dress. And it's this floral dress that it's very like 70s kind of that Natalie bought when she was in high school. So it's at least 12 years old at this point. And I still have it and I throw it on sometimes because it's gone in and out of style probably 4 times now. And it's really comfy. So we still do own Forever 21, which is kind of crazy.
I think it used to be whenever you bought that dress, like the quality was for sure better than
because
anything
I used to buy stuff
now.
for like...
We used to get
we
stuff
used to
from
go
there
in
and
there.
it would be cute.
Yeah.
I know,
but
but
standards were low.
You have to be able to pick through stuff, and that's not my...
No, guys. And today at the mall, there was a Forever 21, and they're having like the closing
no.
sale. Like everything has to go.
Oh my God.
My heart palpitated just thinking about it. I can barely go in H&M and look. Like I walked into an H&M today and I said, no, this is not for me.
So it must be like a crop top explosion there.
I'm sure. Like bra top central.
Everything hanging sadly off the hanger.
I'm kind of over shopping in person because like I went to Zara today and their pants. I got a variation of sizes in all different pants because I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm a 0 or a 10 here. You can't tell.
Their sizing is difficult.
And like some of the pants that were a 0 were too big. Some were a 4 and they were too small. And I'm sweating, like drenched in sweat in this
always hot in
like,
there. Yes.
Cramped dressing room. And there's no one there to help you. So if I want another size in these pants that I think are cute, I'm over it already. Whereas if you go to J. Crew or Banana Republic, you can say, can I have these in a 4 or can I have these in a 2? And they help you. Whereas in Zara, I just gave up. I was like, I'm getting the one pair of pants that fit me here and everything else I'm just not doing.
Zara, they just yell at you if you have more than the number of items that's allowed in the dressing room. You can have 20.
And now they do self-checkout. And guys, I stood there looking, waving my hands under all the sensors, trying to figure out how to do it. And it's like this big, the one was like, put it in the bin. It's like this bin that somehow detects what you're buying. And I was like, my brain did not.
So they have you working there now. That's another part-time job.
There.
Yes, it's a scam. But in connection with that, I did see that Gap and Abercrombie are back and that their sales are way up and that a lot of it is from your generation, Emma, that is going back to shop in the store.
But Gap is really making a comeback.
Yeah, it's I guess made a huge comeback and that people like to shop in the store in your age group, that they've realized that you can try on multiple sizes. And that's how, when I was growing up, we used to shop, which was sort of fun.
Yeah. And they're like nice and clean stores. Depends on the store, but yeah.
But I feel like those brands were almost dead and now they're back.
Abercrombie, I think, reinvented itself and made it more of like it's not really, some of it's cheesy still, but they have a lot of like staples. Honestly, I find it's more like Nat's age of people that buy Abercrombie clothes on like influencers and stuff. It's all people that are like that age.
When I think of Abercrombie, I think of the booty shorts, cutoff shorts that your butt's hanging out of.
Yeah. Or how bad it used to smell.
And the handkerchief.
Like
oh my God.
That you wouldn't be able to go in and it was so
it's
dark.
It's like a gas mask.
You'd say, you can spend $50. Here's my card. And
I would yell, help in there. Help. I can't see. I can't smell. Can't breathe.
Oh my God.
So the other things that are in the news that I've seen, P Diddy, I know everybody's a little bored by his story, but he is still in prison. And he made an appearance in court and he's got all gray hair now. So there's lots of theories going on. Which did the prison experience age him, or does he have a beauty
just
routine?
Dyed his hair.
I don't know, but that's one of the things that people are talking about.
Like, why is that what people are
don't we
focusing
have bigger
on?
things to worry about than why his hair is gray?
No, but it's just one thing they mentioned when he was in court. But the other big
I
announcement,
feel like there's many other things you could talk about besides his graying hair.
there are all the horrible things he's alleged to have done. It's unbelievable. And now there's a woman that supposedly was his assistant that has been mentioned in all these filings, and she has not been charged, which is sort of strange. You'd think that they would have charged her if she actually did all these things. She made a statement saying that she's never done anything, etc. So it's going to be interesting to see if she testifies, but there's just horrendous allegations.
Maybe she'll cut a deal and give them information.
Yes, I don't know. It's just a horrible story. And I think there's a lot of people that are going to get dragged back into it because if they were a victim, they're mentioned, and perhaps their life, maybe at the time they were in some sort of escort business, but now they're in normal life, and now they're going to get dragged back into this when the trial starts, and it's starting in May.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
Where is it? In New York?
New York. Yes. He's in prison in New York now, and there's somebody else famous in that same prison. I'm trying to remember who else. Anyways.
Wasn't it Maxwell?
They're saying, no, she's
No, isn't she in prison in Europe?
I don't know, Ghislaine Maxwell, but they're saying that they're equating his P. Diddy's assistant to Ghislaine Maxwell, who is Epstein's assistant. And
well,
that
Yeah, you can't tell me she doesn't know
know
what he's doing. If you work that closely with someone.
No, they were saying
he has
that
to have someone that knows what he's doing.
yes, because they're saying some of the allegations are that all of them that worked for him had to have fanny packs full of all of his favorite drugs, so that if he wanted them, that anybody was ready to give him a drug at any second.
That seems like the least of his crimes.
Yeah, like I'm sure, who cares if he does drugs?
But some of the other things that just came out, basically threatening people's lives with knives and etc. So it's
his jugs of lubricant are more concerning to me.
So he's not ordering those by himself on Amazon.
Even him threatening people's lives, to me, not a big deal. Like, okay.
Like, he's already, like, he's done for. Like, him threatening people is not going to work.
But I'm surprised there's not more coverage of it. I think it's because it's so outlandish what he's accused of that you...
But also nothing's really happened yet. Like, it's hard to cover something that's just a bunch of allegations.
No, I know. And they have videos, and so we shall see.
The update on the Dominican mystery.
The guy that's accused, or not, I guess he's not accused of doing anything, but he's a witness, supposedly. They took his passport, but then he got a passport from the embassy, and they said he wasn't detained. He left the Dominican and went home.
Him leave?
Apparently. They saw him giving the police a tour of the beach before he left. So he was telling his story, and now he's back here. So I don't know if he has to come back.
If they have no evidence on him, they probably had to say we either arrest him, which they couldn't do if they don't have anything, or let him go. Like, they can't just hold someone there.
Yeah, but it's it's not the U.S. legal system. It's the Dominican.
Okay, but still, that doesn't mean it's like lawlessness. I'm sure they still have due process there.
They do, and the interesting part of that hearing was that all the people in the court that are lawyers or judges have to wear these little tiny hats with pom-poms on them.
Where? In the Dominican?
In the Dominican. They all have these little, like, beanie type silk hats that have a pom-pom on them. I don't know. Very odd.
Is it in England they have to wear weird things in court?
Wigs.
Still?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think so. It's a good question.
Guys, it's 2025.
Hey, I like some of it. Why is Wicked being on Peacock on here on the list?
Because it's being released. You don't have to go see it in the movie theater. It's on TV.
Oh yeah.
So that's
it was been on. It's been watch it anyway.
No, I will not.
Let's not fake to the people. I was telling someone that the other day. I was like, yeah, my mom used to take me to all these musicals, and then like recently I was like, oh, you don't like musicals, but you used to take us to them, and she was like, yeah, and I hated every second of it.
I would just sit there and look at the program and think, how many more songs do I have to listen to?
I was like,
so you didn't
when
like
4
going
years
to
in a
Jersey
row.
Boys?
Jersey Boys I did like. Yes, I'd
Or
like
when you
Because that
took me
would
to
be
Mamma
a
Mia like
lie.
4 years
Jersey
in a row.
Boys and Mamma Mia I liked. But anything else where they could actually just speak what they're saying instead of singing, it's useless to me. It's not my thing.
Wicked is. You should just try. You guys should just. You should just sit down because it's free. You could just throw it on. and
Maybe
see how
when
you
you're
feel.
here, Emma,
Oh yeah.
Popular.
we could
Even
watch
Maisie
it together.
liked it.
Popular.
So what do you guys have for pop culture?
I thought it was crazy, the story about Sean Lowe getting attacked by his rescue dog.
Oh,
And
it's
that
horrible.
was like the most disturbing story and so sad. And it's kind of
Twice.
crazy. Yeah, twice. And
Because the
fact-
fire alarm or the smoke
Yes,
alarm went
the
off?
fire alarm, but then it like came at him again, like out in the driveway, and he had to pin it
Well,
down and call the police.
But then, then he sent his wife and kids away till he could figure. They were figuring out where to send the dog, and during that time, the dog then attacked him again.
yeah. So
And what happened to him? What are his injuries?
he has like stitches.
Like
and
his
stuff.
arm has all these stitches. He said that basically, if it had done it to his kids or wife, like they would have been dead.
Oh my
that
God,
he
that's
was luckily
horrendous.
big enough, and that the dog was they've only had it for 4 months, but the sweetest dog would sleep in bed with the kids.
Yeah.
Imagine if the fire alarm went off when it was in bed with the little kids. They had to tase the dog, which is really sad for the dog too. But they're sending it to a no-kill place where it could
I know.
live,
I was
but-
thinking they could send it to Big Dog Ranch, where they have a whole section of like
Troubled dogs.
Troubled dogs. They keep them all in a certain section. They're Sir Bark-a-lots, but
Maybe Otis needs to go to the troubled
I
dog
thought
section.
Otis fits in that category right now.
The golfers
he's
here.
He's doing his
Cute.
best.
He
He's doing his best.
The golf shots into the 17th hole here at
They've
On
been
the course.
extra bad recently.
what?
They keep hitting the roof.
I know the balls are, and Otis creeps up to the lanai screen behind the hedge, and when somebody has a ball there and barks in their backswing.
You know what? They
Honestly,
deserve
they
it.
deserve it.
The other thing I did see, I know everybody's so excited to hear about the Justin Baldoni Blake Lively lawsuit update, but Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively asked to have it dismissed now.
Oh, they did?
Justin Baldoni's
No,
lawsuit.
no.
Yes, they did.
They asked, Ryan Reynolds asked to be taken out of the lawsuit.
Oh, I
They
thought
didn't ask
she
for the whole
asked.
thing to be
Oh, I
dismissed.
thought he did.
As far as I know.
And then Justin Baldoni is suing his publicist because he claims that they released the texts.
He's like the
That's-
Oprah of lawsuits. You get a
Yes.
lawsuit, and you get a lawsuit, and you get a lawsuit. Everyone gets a lawsuit. You met me? You're sued.
I don't know. It's just a mess. I don't even know when it's going to court. I think they'll end up settling it, I would think, but maybe not.
I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even understand anymore who's suing who, how this is even allowed. At some point, aren't we wasting
Money,
government money
resources.
to prop up these lawsuits over literally, you hurt my feelings, so you hurt my feelings.
Government
more.
money. No, you pay court costs. Uh-oh.
Isn't it taxpayer money?
You play.
Is someone throwing up?
Yes.
Ooh,
Chug it.
ew.
Lewis.
It's all the treats you gave him.
It probably is.
Mom gave. He's probably had 50 treats today.
Also, literally 3 weeks ago when I was in Florida, it was Lewis can't have
I
any
know,
shredded
that's why
cheese
I'm
on his
like-
food, and now it's treat galore. You should be taking his dinner and giving it to him as treat, so he doesn't get
Oh,
fat.
there you go.
No, he deserves to sit down for a meal.
He doesn't sit down. He inhales and it's gone. He takes one breath and his dinner is gone.
Did he throw up or no?
Yes. Otis, you stay away from it.
Yep.
No, he's fine.
Otis brought in a bone from an animal somehow and chewed it to bits.
Well, we thought it was a piece
Like
of
a
bark
bone
mulch,
of a
and I
bird
tried to get
something.
it from him, and then I pulled it out, and Maisie and I
It was like,
screamed,
that
and
was a
Maisie's,
lot-
"What is it? What is it?" And I was like, "It's a bone of something that he found in the
Otis.
yard."
He's really becoming
I don't
a
know.
forager.
Yes. The other news I saw in Alec Baldwin was, did everybody see the clip of where his wife told him
Yes.
to
Yeah.
shut
And
up,
I like her
basically?
even more.
You liked her even more?
Yeah.
What was it? She's like, when you're not talking when I'm talking.
Yeah. Which is mood.
I just
You
feel
go, girl.
bad for the guy now. Don't you?
He's fine.
I feel bad, but at the same time, from what
His
I can
case
tell
was
and from what
dropped.
I've heard
He
of his
still has
history,
money.
like,
He's fine.
no, but also he seems like he's kind of can be a lot to deal with too. Whatever persona he may be putting on for a TV camera is great, but like
He is an
I
actor.
doubt he's easygoing. Like I doubt he's been happy-go-lucky, demure, poor me the whole time. I'm sure he's been a little bit
Demure.
aggressive.
That's fine.
Okay. I think a lot of people are feeling sorry for him though, because then she posted an apology video or what she thought was funny with him imitating her basically, and it came off again as her being bossy.
I just like,
You know what? We're all
Otis.
bossy, aren't we?
yeah, like I'm sorry if someone was following Bobby and I around all the time, people would feel bad for Bobby too. And I'd be like, don't feel bad for him. You know?
We all have our crosses to bear, I guess, right?
We do. And like he's an adult too. It's not like he's a child that she's berating. Like he can make his own decisions and his decision is to be married to her. So like
Yeah, you can't feel
Right,
that
but
bad.
once you've had 7 kids with somebody, you're not, what are you going to do? What's he going to do? He'd have to live in a tool shed somewhere. He would never afford to be able to do anything if he divorced her. Are you kidding? He's stuck.
there's no way they don't have a prenup.
I know, but usually in a prenup, there's exception. He would have to give child support for those kids, which essentially supports her for a period of time.
I just feel like feeling bad for him is like a little bit too far.
Yeah, like he
For like his in terms of
he
his
has
marriage.
a-
Like I feel
he has
bad
a
for him
giant
with his court
apartment
case.
in New York City and a
No,
bus
but
in
I know, but as a
Hamptons,
person,
like-
he looks like he's just put upon by her, but he's made the decision to be with her.
But
So
most men
But
need
why
to be
is
put
it
upon
her
by a
fault?
woman.
because she's the one that seems like she's being annoying. That's why.
No, what
Maybe
I mean
he is
we're
behind the
probably
scenes.
all annoying too. At
That's
some
true.
points.
Yeah, it's
My
for sure.
friends and I, like my friend group and I that were the ones that are all engaged, we call ourselves the Shrew Crew because one of their moms once told them that they were being a shrew to their fiance. Like, you're turning into a shrew. And then we were talking about what being a shrew means and how we're all sort of shrewy. And so, like, you're being a shrew. We were on vacation together. Don't be a shrew to your fiancés. And so our group chat's the Shrew Crew because, you know,
I like
sometimes
that.
you just have to be a shrew.
That's an old school term.
No.
The other thing I did see is that modeling is getting thinner again. The models on the runways
Models.
are what?
Like models, you mean?
Yes, that models are thinner again. That thin is in, and that it's because of Ozempic.
For the
Okay, but
most part,
We act as
high
if there was
fashion-
ever fat models. Let's be
Yeah,
honest. Okay,
there
maybe
were.
they were 5 pounds heavier. in the
No,
90s,
like
but
Versace wasn't having. They were having normal fashion models in Fashion Week.
like Kendall Jenner.
Yeah, like for the most
Right,
part.
but they said
nobody
they
hopped
had-
on that train.
But for a while, there were plus size models and mid size models that they'd sprinkle in. But I guess Ozempic has changed that, such that the plus size are now mid size and the mid size are actually thin.
What
now.
who I think
Because
of
of Ozempic.
immediately is Remy, that influencer who she was like she was plus size, but she was like on that train of embracing your body and who cares if you're plus size, and now she's lost a lot of weight. So
She was good.
she does. She hopped on that train.
Megan Trainor,
Well, that's
She was never that
but
big.
Megan Trainor was never that big.
she was not actress model thin.
She's not still, but
Yes,
She
she
was
is.
not stereotypically actress model thin, but she was not big.
She was-
Not
No,
like
she
someone
was
that
not.
would be walking down the street that you
Correct.
go, oh, that person
she
is
was
No, no.
normal
weight.
size.
But she looks abruptly different.
Mhm.
Have you seen pictures of her? She looks totally
Mhm.
different, like a
And
different
she
person.
got a boob reduction too.
It's as shocking as the difference in Adele after Adele lost weight.
I don't think Adele used.
But she's
Ozempic,
still not
though.
that tiny.
I didn't say Adele used Ozempic. I'm just saying that was when everybody saw Adele for the first time after she
Yeah,
had
she
lost
looked
weight.
a
It
lot
was a
different.
shocking transformation.
Where did you see
is
this
true.
article?
I believe it was in the New York Times.
You believe or you know?
Yes, I'm almost positive.
Cite your sources.
So the other thing I did see in the news that was awesome to watch was the astronauts coming back down to Earth. The 2 astronauts that were stuck up there for
Oh, I
9
know.
months.
That aged like 100 years.
No.
So this is my
they
question.
looked way better up in space.
Think about it. There's no gravity.
Yes.
That so your
But why do they
skin
age
isn't
more?
Because you have the there's no lack of you lack
But
the
no,
circulation.
but like their before picture and the after picture.
Yes, because
like before they went up.
But isn't your face being held up the entire time you're there? And then when you come back down to earth, it drops because of gravity?
No, but you lose bone density and strength because there's no you're not holding yourself up.
No, but they had to do 2 to 3 hours of exercise a day to keep their bone health.
Yeah, but that's why they're in wheelchairs when they get off. That's normal. Like people were like, oh, they're in wheelchairs getting off the thing, and then apparently that's very normal for when you come down from space because you just aren't used to walking.
But an idea for Jeff Bezos when he does his next space trip with all women, he could do some sort of scientific study on space facelifts. Think about it. What is there in space?
Your face, then you drop
But why does everyone come back so much older? So why would you want to? No,
because there's got to be what can they replicate here on Earth that the anti-gravity of space does for you?
But it doesn't.
Do anything because you come back looking older. So why would you want that?
But while you're there, you look better.
And you did when you landed, but you don't actually look better.
But while you're there, you do.
How do you know you do?
You have to have a lot of wrinkles for gravity to make a difference. You have to be set for gravity to change how you look.
Well, and I agree with you that they did, when they came back to Earth, they did look a ton older.
I know. It was whoa, she didn't look that bad in space.
How about him?
Do you see Jeff?
I didn't
see
Jeff
Bezos is getting married.
Oh, they're engaged?
In Italy, his wedding invitations went out.
Wow.
Lake Como, or where is he getting married?
I didn't look that deep into where I felt like it was already.
They rented out the whole country. Nobody can go to Italy.
As he should, honestly. If I was her, that's what I would expect. You didn't buy Italy for me for our wedding? I'm sorry, what?
The computer screen is reflecting off my forehead.
That means you're moisturized.
Yeah.
Me too, look.
I know, dang.
Dang.
So what do we have coming up this week for everybody? Anything exciting?
Preparing for my long journey ahead.
Hopefully I feel good enough to start working out because I feel like a lump on a stump. And
good news for you, Emma. It is spring officially now. So
maybe it's 40 degrees here today. So I don't know if we got the memo up here, but hopefully soon.
The weather here is beautiful.
Hopefully soon.
I won't rub it in, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
I know. But soon it'll be beautiful here and it'll be scorching of the earth hot there. And
yeah, but then I'll be up there, so I don't have to think about it.
That's true. Catch me on the boat every weekend. What do you have this week, Mom? Anything fun? I'm craving pizza. The pizza we had when I was down in Florida.
That was good. Adrian's Pizza Bar.
The hot pepperoni with hot honey.
We need to buy
God, my
some
mouth's
hot
watering
honey
thinking
because
about
I need
it.
to add that to things.
I didn't realize Adrian's Pizza Bar is from New York. We had guests last night, and one of them lives in New York, and he was saying it's from New York.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I feel like it says on their website, New York. And
yeah.
So good, though. Delicious.
Oh, the one other thing I wanted to mention is the Sherri Papini story. Do you remember that woman that faked her kidnapping and claimed that 2 Hispanic women had attacked her, kidnapped her, and she was really staying with her ex-boyfriend in California?
Is that the one in California? Yeah.
Yes, her husband was...
had a husband.
What?
Well, she did have...
Oh, she was staying with her ex-boyfriend?
She was staying with an ex-boyfriend and making her husband think she had been kidnapped. And it was this whole story, and then she claimed she was dumped on the side of the road, basically had the boyfriend dump her on the side of the road, and she had hit herself with hockey pucks and had the boyfriend hit her. So she looked like she had been chained and beat up. And then,
isn't it easier just to say to your husband, "I don't like you anymore"?
No, but I don't think it was about the husband. I think it's that she is nuts. Yeah. I think she has psychological problems, and it was clear that even prior to that, she had done things that were crazy. She had friends that had said that she was always troubled and a lot of concerning behavior. So she went to prison, I think, for 9 months for faking it. And now her lawyer is back in court trying to have her get custody back of her kids. And the husband's fighting it justifiably. And her attorney is saying now, unbelievably, I believe her that it happened, that the kidnapping happened.
Her attorney, it was a psychologist.
No, I thought it was her attorney.
Why would her attorney testify on the stand?
No, but he was claiming that.
No,
obviously the attorney's not going to say, I don't believe her.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right, Maisie. I think it was the psychologist, yes, who claimed that he believed her. But obviously there was a mountain of evidence that she faked it, that these women didn't exist, that nobody kidnapped her. So for him to come in now and claim that, and then claim that she can have custody, I think the husband's agreeing to supervise visitation at the most. And I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't even imagine.
You're not telling me she didn't show signs of crazy before?
Yes, I think because they did a whole mini-series on it, and they interviewed people that had known her in different parts of her life, and it's clear that she had issues for a long time. But
that's sad then. Hopefully she gets the help she needs to not fake kidnaps.
As long as she doesn't do anything to her children in the meantime.
Well, this has been great and all, but I've got to go get ready for dinner.
Okay. We have dinner tonight.
You, Mom.
Yes, I do.
Well, thanks for joining us on another episode of What in the World?
See you next time.